What's up, guys, and welcome back. So this is the first in a series of one-take videos I'm going to be putting out over this YouTube channel, and today I want to use this video to announce the pretty epic challenge which I set myself in 2017. So for those of you guys that have been following me on social media, maybe you've watched some of my other YouTube videos recently, you would have noticed that I've been doing a fair bit of running. So the reason behind this is that although I have predominantly been based in gym and physique-based training, I've decided over the past couple of months to really try and push myself outside of the comfort zone. So I've been reading a lot about comfort zones, and I've been sort of watching a load of motivational videos on how the only way that you can really grow is to sort of push yourself outside of that comfort zone. So I thought, I've spent so much time in that physique bodybuilding sort of frame of mind that it would be a really good thing to set myself a different challenge for 2018. And so from there, I've decided to enter the Everest Marathon. So what that means is I'm going to be trekking up Mount Everest to base camp, where I'll be running the world's hardest marathon. And bear in mind that this is coming from somebody that until 3 months ago had never run further than 5K. It's one of the hardest things I'm ever going to do, and a lot of people have said, why on earth are you doing this? And I think it can be broken down into two main reasons. So one, which I touched on earlier, is that I genuinely don't know if I can do this challenge. I think that mentally, physically, it's going to be incredibly tough, unlike anything I've ever done before. And it's one of those opportunities for me to grow, both I think as a person and as an athlete, to try something new. And for any of you guys that know me, I don't do anything by half, so I wouldn't have done anything unless I thought it could be a real challenge. And if I'm brutally honest, I think running a marathon I would be able to do. I may not be able to get a great time, but I think with the amount of time training and stuff that I would put into it, I would be able to do it. And it's the same when it comes to Tough Mudders and that sort of stuff. Although they're really tough, and don't get me wrong, they are challenges, I wanted to really push myself. And so I went onto Google, I Googled hardest marathon in the world, and bang, Everest Marathon came up. So I touched base with a guy called Ash Garrett, who is doing something called the Run Global 7. So he's a runner, ex-international hockey player, but now kind of trail runner and marathon runner. And he's running 7 marathons at the 7 natural wonders of the world. So I thought, why not tag along and help him with the Everest leg of his mission. So for me, not being a runner, you know, I'm 88, 90 kilos, so fingers crossed I can lose a bit of the gains between now and the end of May when the race takes place. But for me, it's going to be the most challenging thing I've ever done, and I think it's going to be really interesting from both a physical point of view and from a mental point of view to just really throw myself into something completely new and give it a try. And I think if I can do this successfully, it will be one of the toughest, but probably one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. And the second reason is that it gives me an opportunity to not only tell a different story to you guys, to tell a different, or to show a different journey, but it will also allow me to produce some more interesting or different content. But not only that, the most important thing is I'm going to use this journey over the next sort of 3-4 months to really try and raise a lot of money for some very, very needy charities. So I've picked a couple of charities. I'm going to keep them under my hat for now, but obviously being a dad and sort of seeing the impact that having kids has had on me, I really want to do something with some children based in the Himalayas, in Nepal. And then the other one is to do with water purity, and which is, I think is a really important global sort of topic to be raising. So those are kind of the two charities, and I'm going to do a separate video later down the line highlighting what I'm going to be doing specifically with the charities. But I was going to say, not only am I going to be pushing my mind to the limit, I'm going to be pushing my body to the limit, but hopefully I'm going to be raising an awful lot of money and awareness for some really needy and worthwhile charities. So This video is telling you what I'm doing. I am running a marathon up Everest, and I've given myself about 3.5 months, 4 months to train. So I've been training for this since January. So before October last year, I'd never run further than 5K. Then I entered a 10K race in October here in Shoreditch without any training. Really enjoyed it. Was surprisingly fun. So I thought, why not continue that sort of style of training and take it up a level. So I went for my first in earnest training run of this kind of preparation for running the marathon up Everest on January 1st. And I've been slowly ticking it off. For those of you guys that have been following me on Instagram, you'll know that I've been getting some miles under my legs. Tomorrow is going to be a half marathon for me. So that's going to be as far as I've ever ran. And pretty much every time now that I lace up my trainers and hit the roads, it's going to be running further than I've ever run previously. So there's not a lot of time. We're really lucky that we've got a great support network at City Athletic. We've got an altitude chamber in the club. So that's really going to help me kind of get used to training at altitude and hopefully try and combat some of the stresses that running a marathon. It's the highest marathon in the world. So the mechanics of what we're going to be doing is we arrive into Kathmandu. I think we spend a couple of days in Kathmandu to acclimatise. I think that's at about 3,000 meters. We then fly to Lukla, which is about 3,800 meters. We spend another couple of days there to acclimatise, and then we begin a 10-day trek up to Everest Basecamp, which is around 5,500 meters, from which we will, I think, spend a day or two up there, and then we have the race, which it's an international standard marathon. It's 26.2 miles. It's just over 40 kilometers. It's not sort of a standard road race. It's obviously up a mountain. It's up one of the highest mountains in the world. So the terrain will be rough. It'll be more of a trail race. I think throughout the duration of the 26 miles, it will be 2,500 meters down and about 1,000 meters up. So it's going to be up and down in some of the most stunning but challenging scenery you can imagine. And I'm going to be documenting my entire journey from this very video. I'm going to be doing one of these a week, letting you guys know how I'm getting on. But what I really need from you guys is all the support that you can give. So please engage with me on this journey. I'm going to be posting on Instagram. I'm going to be posting on Facebook. I'm going to be posting on YouTube. So please engage with the videos. I'm going to need all the help I can get. And please, if you can help highlight some of the charities that I'm working with and try and help me raise a lot of money for them by doing this craziness, that would be much appreciated. So I want to keep this video short and sweet. But yeah, I'll see you on the journey. At the end of it, we're going to be at the top of Everest about to run a marathon. So wish me luck, and I'll see you on the road.